Did your friends, celebrate your EY and a lot of money that you're going to earn with the package that you were earning, or they were envy of you at that year?
I don't think any of my friends envied me. They were earning more than me, I'm sure. So I think that's what I said, that everybody who's a batchmate is doing extremely well. And beyond a point, you stop caring about the packages. I don't remember the last time we exchanged notes on packages. The last time we still meet and we talk about, अरे याद है campus में ये किया था, भाड़ में गया package. Because at the end of 10-15 years, what you are earning stops mattering, because we are all earning enough in our respective rights.
But a lot of these students who are sitting here, they look at that package, they look at that, that makes it more lucrative. We have been having this conversation since morning, where B school after B school is saying that, package is the only thing that people see. Can we change that, in your opinion, in the B school space? And do you think there is a need to change that?
I think there is a need to change that. Having said that, the reality is that it gets extremely difficult. That's what I saw when I joined. So let's not be hypocritical around it. That's what campus पे job लगती है तो सबसे पहला question is like, package क्या है? Package क्या है? क्योंकि मतलब that's the way, that's the psyche, that's how we are wired. Probably it's easier said, it's good gyan to give, that at the end of 20 years, which is where I am today, it will not matter. When you leave campus, it may be, you might be euphoric or you might be extremely disappointed. Take it in your stride and move on, because just remember, आज से 10 साल बाद फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा.
Okay, let's talk about investment banking now. You worked with EY, it's one of the leading firms as well. First kind of work that you get is probably the most challenging when you're getting into any sector that's possible. Was it for you as well, or as you always, used to sail through your academics, you sail through your first assignment and the first kind of job that you had to do as an investment banker?
The first, and depends on whether you have WorkX or you don't have WorkX, but the first errand or whatever work that you will get in your first day of job will be extremely disappointing. It will be like, yaar, ye karne ke liye main IIM se aaya hu. That's where you start off, and that's the reality. It's not challenging. It's something you could have done when you were 12 years old. मुझे लगता है कि यार ये रिसर्च करके मेरे को पीपीटी बनाने को बोल रहा है, मैं तो IIM से आया हूँ, why should I have to do all this? But that is where you have to start. This is more relevant in investment banking, but not extremely irrelevant in other fields. You have to start from ground zero. There is no other way to go up your career ladder.
Did you question your choice of why you joined investment banking in the first couple of years while you were working there? I mean, were there instances where that made you feel like, probably this is not the field that I want to do?
There were enough amount of times I have said investment banking is overrated. I questioned the glamour. For 2 years I told everyone, नहीं मैं शायद investment banking में हुई नहीं, मैं शायद किसी और में पहुंच गई हूँ. I actually went and asked the HR, because in EY it was named as corporate finance advisory, not investment banking. And I have questioned the HR twice, is this investment banking? Because you are calling it corporate finance advisory, I don't think I'm doing investment banking. But yeah, there are enough number of times you question, but I think the thumb rule is that if there are 50% of the days when you can wake up and be excited about your work, you are at the right place.
And probably that definitely was the case, keeping in mind the number of years that you have put in that organization. I'm sure the HR also has taken note of it after you have pointed it out to her. Help me understand, some of the projects that you do that stay with you for the longest time, right? And the earlier the better, because those are the ones that last an impression on your memory as well. What was the first project that you still remember? Probably it was a failure that you have had. It can also be a project that you can remember. Tell us exactly what happened.
Yeah, so my first project was with one of these companies called HCC. I don't think the younger folks will know the company. But i- did, all of you know the Bandra Worli Sea Link? हाँ तो ये कंपनी ने वो सी लिंक बनाया था. So I am that old. When I passed out, the sea link did not exist. So that's how old I am. So my first project was when this was getting made, and we were taken on a ride, and I went वो sea link पे जो pillar है ना उसके ऊपर गए थे to get the whole view and everything. And my job was to raise money for that project because the project did not have money. So that was my job and that was my project. Uh, सब किया मतलब पैसा रेज करने के लिए सब वी टाइड अप आई वोंट गेट इनटू द टेक्निकल डिटेल्स अराउंड इट बट लेट्स जस्ट से दैट 18 months 75-hour weeks I did enough work and learned enough about the ceiling to be able to sell that and to be able to say that please give money to this project because this project is stuck. Things were supposed to happen and then the Lehman crisis happened, and just the day, just a few hours or some period before it was supposed to happen, मेरे 18 महीने की मेहनत was down the drain. That is the reality. So you don't get compensated. The way investment banking works is that you eat your kill, which means that if you make money, you take home a mega bonus, but if you don't, then you are worse than a pauper. So that's how it is. And you eat your kill. You are basically a shark out there trying to, hunt. And if you kill, then you get to eat. Otherwise, you go hungry. So that was one of my first failures, and it was the most enriching learning experience for me because I was a chota bacha associate, was very deeply emotionally connected to the project. I was literally like disappointed was is not the strong enough word to say how I felt when that project went down the drain.
And also, it probably happens because you have set a lot of dreams, right? Like you've thought that probably this is something that I've seen others doing. ये मेरे seniors कर रहे हैं, मेरे alums कर रहे हैं. I will also probably become like that because you're very aspirational at that point in time.
Everybody was making money also. सब पैसे बना रहे. It was like this was pre-Lehman. Just 2 years before Lehman, you see people just making a lot of money, and I thought, okay, मेरा भी ये हो जाएगा. I will also take home something, but it happens.
So, what exactly happened during the Lehman then? Because we have spoken to a lot of people who were working in IB, and सब थोड़े हिल गए थे around that time. Where you hit massively during that time, where there career threats that happened for you also, where there projects that didn't happen. Did you have to be on bench for some time because of this?
No, because India was not as badly hit as the US was. It just had a lot of ripple effect from US. So markets were slow, deals were slow, things were not happening, money was not coming in. I mean, I can go into the economics around it, but I know it's 5:30 p.m., so I'll spare it. Just things were extremely slow, and in investment banking terms, what that means is deals are not happening, and that's why you are not making your bonuses.
So now let's talk about the most important or the most valuable project that you probably have done, or maybe something that you remember because of certain very very different reasons. I mean, it can be some people that you interacted with, or it can be where you felt that this deal is definitely not happening, but something happened where it actually kind of transpired.
Um, Probably the one that strikes out the most was when I was helping a French company come into India. They had no understanding of what India is. And that's why I tell you investment banking is more marketing than finance, because no amount of numbers is going to convince that French company to make that investment in the country. But it was a long journey. And a huge trust building exercise with that company to not only convince them on the country but also of the sector and the investment and how they should be going about it. It just stands out the most because it reminds you what investment banking truly is. It's just about this massive trust building networking exercise more than any financial model out there.
Helly, why do iBankers sound sometimes like they're CBI agents? They can't name their clients, they can't name their projects.
Because they control nothing. आई बैंकर्स के हाथ में कुछ नहीं होता है. It's they will name their clients and then their client will come and say तुमने मेरा नाम लिया तुम्हें business नहीं मिलेगा. So that's the main reason they are the most guarded, because you never know who gets offended by what statement. It's like we're the opposite of the press.